So this is my all-distance pocket Ensign. It's a camera made between 1920 and 1930, which makes this camera about 100 years old. My brother found it in a charity shop, and knowing that I am absolutely mad about cameras, he gave it to me. It's a medium format camera, so it shoots 120 rolls. My go-to for that is Ilford's HP5 or FP4. Until late last year, it sat on the shelf with all my other cameras, until I found this guy, Jack Joy. He is known for his automotive work with Auto Alex, All the Gear, but I found him on his own camera channel. And being the camera-centric idiot that I am, I made quick work of all of his camera content on YouTube, and that's why I found this video. Upon completing his 100-year-old camera video, I thought, I've got one of those, I can do this too. So I went and got the old Ensign off of its shelf and did a quick Google, and I came to an interesting conclusion. This camera is weird. Unlike any other camera I own, and I have a lot, it has no standard camera measurements, i.e. no numbers for shutter speed nor for aperture, no way to set the film speed. It turns out to set the shutter speed, you have to select either small, medium or large here on the camera face. This is something I did not realise until I started doing the research for this video, and also something I did not realise until after my friend and I took the old camera out and sent an entire roll of HP5 through it. The Ensign shoots in 6:9 medium format, so if you remember to correctly roll on the film, you will get a total maximum of 8 pictures. The film is 1, remember, I have the memory of a goldfish, and 2, to line up the numbers on the back of the film with this little red window here. It has a fixed focal length of what Google says is 100 to 105 millimeters. It also has a fixed shutter speed of 1/25th or 1/30th. I'm still not entirely sure which. My research was inconclusive. At that speed it should be an okay all-rounder, but might be particularly good in low lighting, so I might actually have to give that a go. For shooting modes you have 3 options, I, B or T. This is again controlled on the very front of the camera next to the lens itself. I stands for instant, as any camera does, it takes the picture instantly. B is for bulb. This allows you to hold the shutter open for as long as you like, but you have to keep the shutter button depressed to keep it open. T is for timer. This does the same job as bulb, except you do not manually have to keep the shutter open yourself. You only have to press it once to open the shutter, and then press it again to close the shutter. Now, moving on from your shooting modes to your framing. Generally, there are 2 ways in which to frame your shot on a camera of this age and era. 1. You have a small viewfinder here on the shutter housing. This will show you what's theoretically going to be on your shot, but while it's very pretty, it is a century old now. It's small, it's cloudy, and it's a little hard to see through. So in my opinion, you'd be much better off using the wire guide on the front of the camera. With the wire guide set up properly on the front of the camera, this is again going to show you what's theoretically going to be in shot, but it is a theoretical. But at the end of the day, as long as you say a silent prayer to the emulsion gods, Basic will get the job done. Focusing this camera. Focusing is chosen by moving the entire shutter housing and the bellows along the 2 rails that it all sits on. You get either portrait or views. There is a small button underneath the shutter that when pressed allows you to click in and out of these 2 shooting modes. Yes, you are really spoiled for choice with this camera. But at the end of the day, like I said, with a camera of this age, Basic will get the job done. To be honest, I really love the simplicity of this camera, and it goes hand in hand with shooting film. Shooting film really makes you slow down, and I know that everybody who shoots film will say that, but it's true. And having just the simplest basic controls and having to eyeball every picture, you get a sense of satisfaction with it. The slowing down really makes you consider your surroundings, consider the shots you're taking, and even more so when you consider that for the maximum 8 pictures that you will get from this camera and the average price for a roll of 120, each shot that you take will cost around £1.10, and I'm happy to say that the pictures this thing produces are pretty good, really. I mean, they may be a little grainy and out of focus, but I think that's more to do with me and my skill as a photographer, not doing my due diligence in researching it, or my friend just being a bit trigger happy on the day that we shot it and not really thinking about the controls that much. And considering this camera is 100 years old, it still works, it's still producing pictures even with a half-blind idiot like me behind the control. And to me, this camera is gorgeous to look at. It's a timeless piece of art. It's still here, still making pictures. And to me, this camera is a timeless work of art. It's gorgeous to look at. It's 100 years old, it's older than my granddad was. And it still brings me joy in this day and age of digital mirrorless cameras searching for perfection at every single turn. Don't get me wrong, I love mirrorless cameras. I'm filming this on my own mirrorless camera, but there's something about film that just fills a hole in me. It's an honor to use this thing. Well, hopefully you agree with me on that, but if not, let me know in the comments. Tell me about other odd cameras that you have as well. But otherwise, thanks for watching.